Well, good morning and welcome back to Up with KREM. I'm Jen York reporting live here in downtown Spokane. A quiet start to our Monday morning, a little bit different just 12 hours ago when violent protests erupted in downtown Spokane. Now, we do want to bring in a guest this morning. We have the local chapter president of the Spokane NAACP, Kurtis Robinson. Thank you so much for joining us on the phone this morning. What's your takeaway from yesterday's protest?
Well, good morning, Jen, and thanks for having me on here today. And I think it's an important distinction is that we're a branch, not a chapter. So that's a little bit of a political thing we got to kind of watch that. So my thoughts about this are, Spokane made a very profound, strong statement yesterday in joining in this national conversation, and it points to really, a lot of the anxiety, worry, concern, fear, and desire for change within the Spokane community.
And Kurtis, tell us more about, we don't want to get the messaging lost from yesterday's demonstration, because the demonstration itself was very peaceful and it was a second group of protesters who shifted the focus away. What is the message that you want people to know?
Well, absolutely, and that's what happened yesterday. And as Sheriff Ozzie, the mayor, Chief Midle all pointed to, is that, these after protest events post 5 p.m. last night were really, the result of organizations that we've heard of, like, Sheriff Ozzie mentioned Antifa. I don't know about that one, but I know for sure that the Proud Boys were involved. And organizations along those lines that basically, really just tried to capitalize on what was, up until that time, a historic outpouring and peaceful event that really demonstrated the heart, care, and concern and the compassion and, the desire for Spokane to be part of not only the national conversation, but for, change as far as the criminal justice system that we're operating in the law enforcement community.
And Kurtis, do you know if there's any other demonstrations planned in the future?
I know that there is conversation about that happening here. We really want to make sure that everybody understands that what we're looking for here is we're looking for a change and a shift in how Black, Brown, Indigenous, and Native people. Immigrants are all really viewed here in our system as a whole. The desire for us to be adequately represented in systems of change, and make sure that we're being humanized instead of villainized, which has a tendency to be the view when not only stuff like happens with George Floyd and so many others, right, but also, in how we engage with the law enforcement and criminal justice system. So, yeah, there's going to be some more events like this happening sometime in the future because, frankly, this is just the beginning of change, and we have a long ways to go. Our system is being called to really take a hard look at how it needs to not reform or not reconstruct, but it needs to transform in how and why we do justice.
And Kurtis, I have one final question here for you. If someone's watching this morning and they're saying, how can I make this a better place for everyone? What can I do to be a better neighbor to the Black community here in Spokane? What do you say to them?
Well, this is about relationships, right? This is about getting to know your neighbor. This is about understanding that we are all in this together and that we cannot let distractions and, and no offense, but, media narratives determine, how and who we are as a Eastern Washington family, because we are. Get to know your neighbors, reach out, look at them with a fresh lens and understand that, part of the problem is we have a tendency to view things as we are instead of seeing them as they are. And we've really got to work on that. We can no longer allow, our isolation from each other to be the determining factor in how we engage with each other. We have got to be involved, not only in getting to know each other personally, but also, our political and judicial system, making sure that we have our eyes on what's going on, that, we're not only viewing our law enforcement community through the eyes of restorative lenses, but also our justice-involved community. We need to be engaged, to be in the places and spaces where these decisions are being made, and making sure that we're all watching out for each other, because last time I looked, we were all in this together.
Kurtis, thank you so much for being with us this morning. The Spokane branch president for the NAACP. We'll be right back.